Can we play the next slide?
You got it, yeah.
Okay, all right. Today we're gonna go through our mantra and our mission. Ready?
Yes.
Our mission is to provide agents with a place where they can be empowered, trained and motivated, experience growth, well, a legacy that allows them to live their best life possible. Our belief, when the values of your own company align with your own beliefs, you know you found your professional home.
Yes.
Our vision to achieve amazing and professional or personal development that KWSB remains the agency of choice.
Yeah.
All right. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce you to my better looking twin, Simon, today. So. Look at this. How we party is Thursday, October 26th, right? You're not being my costume.
Let's give our Floyd a round of applause again. That's awesome. That is awesome. He's hired. Yeah, definitely. My man, you can take my job anytime. All right, how's everyone doing this afternoon? Can you believe it's almost halfway through the month of October? Halloween is upon us, Thanksgiving is upon us, and then obviously Christmas and guess what? 2024. So let's go ahead and get started. Next slide, please. All right, we want to thank Christo for these amazing Jersey Mike sandwiches. Where's Chris? What's going on? Thank you so much for sponsoring lunch. Hopefully I have one little sandwich for me. That's okay. So, thanks again. Huh? I know she will. I know she will. Awesome. All right, let's continue. Next slide, please. All right, let's go in with the heavy hitters. We want to introduce you to our special guest from Lanco Pacific, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name. Is it Gibby? Gibby. My sincere apologies. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. This was a introduction from Chris So, a connection that she had that spearheaded all this. And with Chris, Minnie, and the leadership, we were able to connect with them to provide you some insights about investments out in the Philippines. So Chris, take it away.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris. So I'm the in-house transaction coordinator. For those of you I haven't met, as some of you may know, I was born and raised in the Philippines. So we're from Manila. Annalise is from the Philippines as well. I wanted to introduce you to a new partner of Keller Williams. We have here today the CEO, Mr. Eric Manzano, and the Vice President of Marketing for Lanco Pacific Corporation, all the way from Manila, Philippines, to promote their latest project. For more than 25 years, they have created a world-class leisure and residential communities in the most coveted destinations in the Philippines. I wanted to support this project as Lanco is very dear to my family. About 20-something years ago, my older sister used to be a sales representative for Canyon Woods in Tagaytay. And that's actually how she met her husband. So my sister married a pilot. And so they've been happily ever after. So here's a little bit about the project. Mr. Erickson and Judy will show you how beautiful it is. And I know what you're thinking. The Philippines is quite far. So why invest there? We actually have Americans that have retired, bought second homes in the Philippines. So
You're fine.
am I in the
Yeah, you're fine.
So here is Mr. Gigi and Mr. Erickson to talk about the project and some incentives for referrals and for clients as well. So
Simon. It's great to be here in front of everybody. So we actually just had our official launch last Saturday. We had it at the Astor downtown LA. We're coming in here to, well, first and foremost, to launch our company, to introduce it to the US market. Of course, we have a lot of Filipino Americans here, so they're our primary target market. In the process, also announce and introduce our latest project, which is a beachside condominium back in the Philippines. It's quite nearby. It's a 13-hour flight from LAX to Metro Manila. So, and from Metro Manila, it's about a 2-hour drive, a little bit down south of one of our main islands called Luzon. And that gets you to this very nice place, which is coined as the Boracay of Luzon. I know you're familiar with Boracay. No? Okay, well, it's one of our most renowned beaches in the Philippines. So, Philippines is a tropical place, right? So, we have a lot of nice areas. So, for us as a developer, we focus on leisure developments. That's our strength. And what we'll be presenting to you is one of the best, probably, of course, we're doing it. So it's the best development in that area. It's called the Spinnaker at Club La Ia. Here's a video that we'll be showing you.
Natalie, next slide, please.
Okay, so there you have it. The Spinnaker from the IA. It's a 22-story structure, quite majestic. If you'll notice, the way it's designed, it's a bit terraced, similar to Chris had a Chris. What was that, Chris? Virgil Arab. Okay, so that
Dubai.
7-star hotel that you see in Dubai, right? So it's terraced in such a way that's why we call it the Spinnaker. It represents the front sail of a yacht. We have about 247 units. We have 36 square meters all the way to 300 square meters. Starting point is about short of $6,000 per square meter. So it's a good entry point, I would say, for a lot of foreign investors even. For us, we do allow 40% of the inventory to be sold to non-Filipinos, to foreign nationals. So, and I guess if you don't have people are interested in investing in these properties, I think Philippines is one of the prime areas that you should look at. If you compare our price point versus other countries, I think we're still very, very competitive, right? And you kind of know that on an investment point of view, there's a lot of that your buyers would enjoy in terms of their money on their property investment. Okay. So yes, so we put a lot of effort behind really creating a nice luxurious development. So there's very good amenities. We have parking provisions for motorcycles and cars. There's a very nice utility pool at the 6th floor. There's spas, gyms, function rooms, even a helipad. Okay, that's available in the property. So there, so we are working with Chris as far as all of the incentives and commissions are concerned. So she will be cascading that to you as we formalize the partnership and the programs that will be extending to everyone of you. So really, I do hope that you take a look at our property, the Spinnaker, and take a look at Philippines. It's a good upcoming investment opportunity for. Sorry,
Okay. What is the HOA and can they be vacation rental?
yes, so we do have the HOA will share that with you, but yes, for property owners, for unit owners, they can enroll their units into a rental pool. Part of the business is we do have resort operations within the area. So it's something that, if they don't want to use it, they can enroll it in the rental pool and we'll manage it for them. At a certain cost, we can actually fit out the units for it to be part of the rental pool. So at least all of the units will have a consistent feel when we have it open up with them.
Price range?
About $6,000 per square meter, or for the rental unit.
Well, rental and how much is per unit? Like, for instance, you have a studio, then you have 2 bedrooms.
Right,
You have,
right,
how much
right.
is, I have an
So
idea.
yes, we'll give you the prices, but our average price right now is about $6,000 per square. Okay, so thank you for the question. Okay, I just have one more video to show you. This is actually one of our buyers. He's an ex-merchant marine that we invited when we did our launch. So and he really loved the place. So I hope your buyers will feel the same way when they see our product.
It's already built.
Again, so we started we did initial construction early this year, January,
When you finalize.
March 2027.
My name is Russell Wilson, age 68 years old, and I am now retired and living in the Philippines on and off since 2014. The Spinnaker is everything I imagined it to be. So far we are enjoying our investment, but that dream will come true when the Spinnaker is complete. And would I recommend this to others? Yes, I would. And I think they would enjoy the same dream that I am. And if I were to describe this in one word, happiness.
Thank you so much to the Lanco Pacific team. Gracious enough for you to come from the Philippines to come and pitch this. Hopefully, we definitely have a venture with you. So if you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Chris about this. She can spearhead this and provide you with some insight. So again, Chris, thank you very much. Appreciate it very much. All right.
I was asking,
It's
not real yet.
not, but when it is, maybe we can do a tour out to the Philippines. What do you say, Betty? Yeah, awesome. Just a couple of announcements. We got our Multiply Your Business benefit with KW Cares, October 12, 9 a.m. Donation of $25. You're going to have some heavy hitters on this call. You got Mo Anderson, Jason Abram, Mark Keene, and a lot of the high-end top agents in the nation under Keller Williams. So if you're interested, October 12th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. $25 donation to the KW Cares. All right, if you're interested, just register. And then we have, where's Brandon? Let's do this one more time, Brandon. He's doing the Certified Investor Agent Specialist designation course. So tell us a little bit.
Everyone here should want to grow their business.
Yeah.
Everyone here should understand the importance of working with investors. This is an amazing opportunity. We have limited seating. This class I normally sell for $450. I'm giving you guys a $300 discount. Just the manual on printing alone is $34, crying out loud. So just take the class. It's a wealth of knowledge. You mentioned heavy hitters. One of my favorite quotes is from Mo Anderson. If you don't know who Mo Anderson is, she said, "You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, but you can feed them salt." So what do you think that means? That means you're gonna want water. And I'm telling you right now, working with investors is a low hanging fruit, but you gotta know what you're talking about. You gotta be able to walk the walk, and I'm gonna teach you all of that in this workshop. So got a few seats left, so sign on up.
Yeah. Again, I took this curriculum back in 2012. One of the most awesome trainings that you can take. It's a 2-day curriculum. Who better to spearhead it than, you know, one of our agents here in the office? Please take advantage. For the cost of $149, you know, it's definitely worth. And the discount code is KW South Bay 300. Okay. Any questions? All right, let's continue. Next slide, please. All right, now we have Red Howard giving us some updates.
Make some noise. You know, I think I'm gonna be like Deion Sanders. Give me my theme music. Whose house is this? All right. Listen, I'm not going to keep you long. I want to know, is there anybody here, because I'm old. Okay, so is there anybody in here that knows how to drive a stick shift? Okay, now when you started driving your stick shift, what happened? You kind of messed up your neck. Your neck was moving, and you were embarrassed because people were looking at you while you were right. Exactly. You know, I was, you know, the tire company on the 405 and the 110. That used to be a Nissan corporation. My boss, I was working in the print department. He said, "I need to go to the burger place," and he put me in one of those Nissan trucks. It took me about 30 minutes just to get a burger. I was in the middle of the street line. But listen, how many in here? Now I've been in the business 18 years. Simon's been in 26 years. How many have been through a shift? Now, believe it or not, all of you that did not raise your hand, you just lied to yourself. You want to know why? Because you're always in a shift. The shift never ends, whether the market is high or whether the market is low, you're always in a shift. And you have to know how to navigate the shift that you're in. I could have, when I was in that car, I could have told my boss, "Nah, I can't do this, you take the keys," but I kept going, okay? And many of you that have been it's amazing, we always talk about a downshift, but we never talk about an upshift, you know? Because the downshift is when you get your neck done, but guess what? Even when you're in a good shift, you're still jerky. It's just a little bit lighter. It's like my wife picked me up yesterday, and she always talks about me, okay? And I stopped, and she said, "Well, the seatbelts do work." Y'all can catch that. Yes, Brandon.
You say we're all wearing the flux right now?
Yes. You know what? So if you want to know more about it, I made it a point that I'm going to talk about the upshift, the downshift, so that we can stay focused on our business, because you all are winners. If you want to hear about it, see us at 1:30 for productivity class. All right.
The question is, does anyone know what burning a clutch? Yeah, and I think women do it more than men. I share a quick story with you.
Not
Not true, okay. I share a story with you real quick. Okay. This was 1987. My parents owned a Chevy Blazer, 1987. Okay. I was a teenager. Well, that Chevy Blazer was a 5-stick manual transmission. And I was at that age that I wanted to do things. And the cool thing about a stick shift is you can put the car in neutral without turning on the car and pushing it out. So that's what I did, because I didn't want to wake up my parents as I'm sneaking out the car to go on the cruise. You know what I'm saying? And I was gutsy. I'm telling you, I was gutsy because I didn't know how to drive. I saw my mom. I saw the left foot. I saw her putting on first, second, and I got it. Well, as soon as I pulled it away from the driveway, I had my brother with me, which he's 6 years younger than me. So we're pushing a Chevy Blazer out to the street, and I started, put it in first, and boom, I take up. A lot of jerky going on, but ultimately got it where I was able to start shifting. And to me personally, I'd rather go stick shift than automatic. Some people would say, oh, you know, the traffic and all that, I get it, but there's such a sensation of driving a stick shift, you know, that.
At our age, it's called nostalgia.
That's right.
Stop sign with the clutch.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah, mom had an old 1950s. It had 3 gears and it was up here. So it was first, second, and then you would push it in or push it out and then go into third. But man, my mom would hit the cars in the back all the time. I was nervous for my mom, especially in downtown, there's some hills. And when it's up on the hill on a red light, you know, you gotta know how to gauge the clutch and the gas pedal. And then my mom would always hit the back car. That was back in the 70s. So, you know, they were not as crazy as it is today. Now you look at people, they go a little crazy. Anyway, so that's my story. All right, folks, I just wanted to any listing pitches, buyer needs, we're changing it up a little bit. Anyone have any coming soon? Yes.
Yeah, I have a coming soon, it's actually that's the North Long Beach.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a bit nice. And then, but in summer, 2 years ago, they added utility. So I have to try to find this out. And you know, tax, the only tax, whatever was not. Fix or whatever. Anyways, I will be in the market maybe next week at 7:35. And also, I still have like Apple Fire listings. If you guys have any fire, we adjusted the price to $399. A 5-bedroom, 2.5 bath.
Presidents for the new place at market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you so much. Rosie.
I have leases right now. I have 2 leases. I have one in Torrance, 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. I think it's gonna be 4,800. I have one in Harbor City, 3-bedroom, brand new apartment, 80 unit. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, that's gonna be 3,100. And I have one in Long Beach, facing the ocean, that's gonna be 4,100. So for some reason, you know, a lot of people are interested, so that's going on. So you have any painters or somebody that wants to rent?
Awesome. Yeah.
I have a lot, it's like a 5,000 square foot lot in California City. It's a commercial property. It's has potential for anybody that's interested in going out there and you know, investing out there. It's a commercial property. It's a empty lot and it's pretty big. So we're just working on that. It's coming soon.
Okay, awesome. What's the asking on it?
Asking 30,000.
30,000. Beautiful.
30,000.
Beautiful.
That's it.
We'll go with him, then you'll go next. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Duplex in Highland Park, 2-1 both sides. So this is for 1.1, it is being sold with the tenants, but it's a nice area and very charming duplex.
Beautiful.
Also, I've leased this thing in Bixby Knolls in Long Beach, 2 and 2, looking for 36.
Beautiful.
You should also introduce yourself, the family group, because I guess.
Yeah, please.
I'm Stefan Carradine, we're in the Coastal Properties Long Beach office, and we can start introducing from here.
Nasser. Bob.
Kathy, nice to meet everyone.
We were invited down to hear the sales meeting here, and then also sit with Carlos and Chris for a little bit and learn a few new things about him. So we appreciate the invite and happy to get all the energy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Beautiful. Yes, sir.
That's true. I have two off-market listings. I have one in Anaheim, it's a nightclub, fully remodeled, for sale. They spent $475,000 remodeling it just recently. Asking price is $1 million, 4,200 square feet, rent is $3,800 a month. And so that's number one. Number two, it's an off-market house, so Laguna Beach, asking price 6.6, value between 9.5 to around $9.8 million. It's 5 bedrooms, 4.5 bath, full ocean view, panoramic. It's off of Bluebird Canyon. Just let me know.
Beautiful. Awesome.
What's the buyer's commission on
Higher. Not fixed. It's at least 2.5.
Yeah, Aaron.
15 Hitching Post in Rolling Hills is active now. Had a great turnout of the brokers yesterday.
Beautiful.
2 million. We are in escrow on the outlay, so they're motivated. And there's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath coming up in Santa Clarita. That's gonna be listed a little lower, so it's about 850. And we have a listing in San Pedro off market. It's a fixer, it's a large home, 2,100 square feet. So if anybody is, you know.
How much from the computer one?
What's the price on San Pedro?
700.
Awesome.
I got one.
Yes, sir.
Gonna be coming on the market in about a week to 2 weeks. It's in a 55 plus community trade room spread over here in Torrance. 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, listed about 700,000. It's been remodeled. Was that the San Pedro one?
Yeah, what about?
Was the off-market San Pedro listing?
That's
Yeah, we go back.
That was Aaron. I'll connect you with Aaron in a little bit. Anyone else? All right, well, thank you so much for sharing. All right, next slide. All right, so it's been a minute, right, Miguel?
been a while.
It's been a while, so this is the first time coming in and seeing the office. New changes. With all the new changes.
New faces, everything.
So I want to introduce you all to Miguel Ramos. He is part of CR MLS, our local MLS. So let's give Miguel a round of applause.
No worries. All right, guys, thank you so much for having me. You know, it's been a while, coming in here, I've seen the market, go through different transitions, and I've seen this office go through many transitions. Although it's been a while, I have been here it's been a long time. I think I've been with CRMLS for 16 years now. I've going on 17 years, and coming to this office, I think it's been the past 14 years, and through different transitions. And, one of the things that I've been able to, experience throughout that time is the evolution of the MLS. Not only the evolution of the MLS, right, but also the evolution of realtors and the changes that they've had to adapt and change and become. I know they asked the question, how many of you ever been through a market change or and so on, right? How many of you were here, just to see a show of hands? How many of you saw 2008 the market crash in 2008?
only 20% of you ever experienced it, right? And we ran a poll, and I believe right now, based on our membership, I believe only 40% experienced the crash of the market. That means there's a whole new generation that never experienced a market change. And so, how do you explain what the transition is? Well, I can at least share what I noticed. And one of the things that I noticed is that when the market started crashing, tanking, downfalling, whatever you want to call it, I saw that realtors had to self-evaluate on who they were, who they need to become, and what they need to do. And a lot of the realtors, I started, my classes started getting full because I am a CRMLS trainer, and my job is to empower you or help you master the tools that you have to a better service your clients. All of a sudden, I started seeing realtors adapt. All of a sudden, you started seeing short sale specialists. How many of you remember that, right? Then all of a sudden, you had REO specialists, right? Then all of a sudden, you had agents that were doing BPOs, right? Broker price opinions, yeah, those are REOs, right? And so foreclosure specialists. So realtors needed to adjust. They just couldn't sit back. And those that just sat back and thought that business was going to be as usual really died out. And so one of the lessons that you can take away from our history is that you need to adjust according to the market. Now, this is a different market. This is a different change. This is a different correction of the market that you just can't relax it back and think it's just going to be business as usual, right? You need to understand what's happening. And honestly, it's hard for me to put my finger on what the problem is, because rates are going up. The market is supposed to slow down. There should be less offers on the table, but yet there are still offers on the table. People are still buying. We don't have as many sellers because, again, the media has portrayed that sellers don't want to sell because they don't want to give up their 3%, 2.5% interest rates. And I get it. But there's always going to be people that need to change, to sell, right? We were having a discussion earlier, and we were talking about all the different reasons why people sell, right? People die, right? There are divorces, deaths, right? Financial situations, they lose their job, and all of a sudden they need to, it doesn't matter. Someone always needs to move. And what's happening is that, who are they going with? They're going with whoever talks to them. So have you pull your foot off the pedal? Are you not door knocking? Are you not cold calling? Are you not getting creative and getting in front of people that need to have a conversation about their situation and how you can help them, right? I know that we've kind of sat back and gone into social media and so on, but it's time to have these relatable conversations. And I don't know how you're going about it, but this is the time to get creative and do so. Let's go back to the basics, right? And start, really, evaluating who you are and how you're going to conduct your business. What I can do, CRMLS, what we can do is empower you to master the tools that you have in front of you to be able to better service your clients, right? Look, when the market is hot, right? CMA reports were really easy, right? You just probably took the next couple of highest ones and you threw it together, and we just price increased it by 10%, 5%, or whatever the case was, right? Well, now you really need to do your homework. Now you need to really know how to generate a CMA report, right? How are you doing when it comes to searching for comps? Are you able not only to search, but are you able to look through the comparables and identify which ones are true comparables and which ones are not? Are you able to take that and put that into a presentation that you can easily, explain and educate the seller, right? Where are you at when it comes to using all the different tools and features that we provide for you guys? Because you're the one paying for it, right? Let's make sure that we are investing in yourselves so that you guys can equip yourselves. Because look, When a market is shifting the way it is, this is the time to educate yourself. This is the time to invest in yourself. I see all these resources that are being offered to you guys. This is the time to step in. This is not the time to pull back. Invest in yourselves, empower yourselves, because you know what's going to happen. I already see all the signs, right? What's going to happen? So interest rates, they're like at 7.5 right now, 7.5.
I don't know, Chris? Yeah.
Right? Am I on the money? And so look, and there's still offers on the table, right? What's going to happen when interest rates go down 1%?
Or buyers.
So, I mean, shouldn't we start educating not only the sellers, but also the buyers?
Yeah.
Right? And you know, and who are they going to hear the different story from than if it's not from you? They're going to hear it from the media. They're going to hear it from social media, that's scaring the hell out of them, right? This is not a time to buy. This is the time, you know, the market's going to crash. I hear it all. But you know, when you know, I invest, right? I'm also a real estate investor. And part of the reason that I'm not a real estate investor and not a stock investor is because, look, since the history of real estate, from the beginning of time, right? It's gone up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But if you were to draw a line,
Always going up.
always going up, right? I love talking to realtors who've been in the business since the 80s. They teach me a lot. Right? I love having conversations with them. When interest rates were like, what, 17, 18%? And they still sold, right? And I know that the numbers are different, but it was still a big expense for them. And it's not like financing was easy. They had to do all these creative finances. They had to do, you know, owner carryover loans and so on. But it's still, ask someone who bought a home in the 80s and struggled to buy it. Ask me, was it a good investment today?
Yes. Isn't that what led to the whole 2008 crisis, the CEOs, lateral debt obligations that they bundled in a bunch of subprime loans and then they try to buy them as investments?
Yeah.
Bad investments, and that's why they.
Yeah. And that was part of the reason, right?
Yeah.
Now it may be because, you know, there's not enough inventory. Maybe the interest rates went too low, which kind of hurt the market. It could be whatever the reason. The whole point is that this is the time to prepare yourself for what's coming next, right? My whole philosophy is when preparation meets opportunity, that is success. So are you preparing for what's coming next, right? And we CRMLS. So here's something I came to share with you guys. Now, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Miguel Ramos. And I'm with CRMLS, your MLS provider. I've been a systems trainer for many years. And, you know, for a long time, you know, and I know I see a lot of familiar faces. And I ran into someone today who said, you know, you're the first one that taught me 10 years ago. And I love seeing her success story. You know, and so we as CRMLS providers need to truly understand what our members are going through. Because as I was training for 14 years, you know, I always saw where we fell short as an MLS provider, and realtors pointed it out to me. And my hands were tied as far as the changes that I was able to do because I was simply just training. I have a product, and this is what we have. I'm going to teach you how to best utilize it. Well, now at CRMLS, I'm in a new position where they've given me the opportunity to be able to create change. And one of the ways is by giving me a new title called Member Experience Manager, which means I get to gather the experience that our members are truly experiencing when it comes to the MLS and the way that you conduct business and really create an initiative to bring change. Right? As we're continuously growing, we need to make sure that we don't disconnect from the realtors who are truly using the MLS system. Who are we to tell you how to use your MLS, right? How are we to tell you how to do business? Right? So I want to make sure that we are screaming, we're loud and clear as far as the needs, the changes, and enhancements that are needed within our MLS. And I'll give you guys an example. So again, preparation meets opportunity. Now, you know, I don't know what's coming tomorrow, but you know, if history has taught us anything, You know, there's a rainbow at the end of that, right? So we have changed our philosophy. You know, we are changing the way that we are doing agreements with third-party vendors. Companies, tools that you guys already use, how are we making agreements with them, and what type of systems are we bringing in for you guys? For example, how many of you use Cloud CMA? Right? That's a third-party vendor, right? And we have an agreement with. How many of you use, you know, InfoSparks? Cool too. I love teaching that.
Oh, I love that too.
Right? So, you know, it talks about trends, and that's why I'm so good with trends. I love trends, right? Statistics. You know, so these are third-party companies that we're providing for you. You know, we've had some learning lessons in the past couple of years that we had to change the way that we do business with third-party companies. For example, and I don't want to mention names, but there was this one company that we put out to you guys that, you know, made it easier the way that you submit offers. And then shortly after we put it out, we got great, you know, a lot of realtors were so happy about it and so on, and it's much easier. And then they got bought out by a competitive company. Right? And we're like, what did you just do? And honestly, they really shot, well, whoever sold it made money, but whoever bought it shot themselves in the foot, because now they are a competitive company. Realtors are deterred from actually using it. So we need to change the way we're doing business. We need to take control a little bit more about, you know, what we're providing for you guys, and being able to give you guys a voice on how you want these tools to behave. A lot of times I get feedback as far as the changes that you want to see within any one of these different tools, but because they're not our company, it's hard for us. We're at Thermers. So what we are doing is we are, becoming a more innovative when it comes to creating our own proprietary tools. We want to start, we have an in-house development department and engineers that will begin developing our own tools. And if we're still going to go with these third-party companies, we want to make sure that we are invested into those companies, so we have a seat at the table, so that when they start talking all these nonsense, we can speak up. Does that make sense? So I want to make sure that you guys understand. And here's the first example on how we're changing, or we're creating an ecosystem that is going to help us develop out of it. How many of you have experienced RE Center Hub? The new dashboard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the new dashboard, right? Change, why? Right? Everyone's asking, why did they change it? Everything was working fine, and so on. But there's a lot of great things that came out of it. For example, a lot of you guys were telling me, Miguel, you know, I hate having to log in every single time. And God forbid you make make an incorrect letter and you click the backspace and it erases everything. Right. How many of you have ever tried to log in front of a client? Oh. Right. So we told, this company called Clarity, who provided the dashboard, and they said, no, it's security reasons, we can't do it. No. That's all we kept hearing. How many of you notice that you don't need to log in every single time into the new dashboard?
Yeah, like that.
Right? Isn't it much easier? But again, we're hearing you guys what your needs are. You know, I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the old dashboard, everything seemed to be hidden. Yeah, the titles were there, but all your resources were a little hidden. Well, now they're not hidden. They're on the left-hand side. If you have a listing that's going to be off market, you need to register it, right? But there's a registered option there. It's easy for you guys to get to. Right? All the resources are there for you guys. You guys can choose what tiles you want to be able to see. There's tools that you don't need. You can tuck them away and only see what you want. Again, we're empowering you to use it the way you need to use it on a day-to-day basis. So, RE Center Hub is simply an ecosystem that we've created. It is the foundation that we're going to build things out. All right. So there's a lot of more things to come. Compliance. We're going to be building compliance out of it so that you have a better communication with the compliance department. How many of you have ever tried to call compliance? Right? It's hard to get they're like, I just want to talk to someone. Right? Well, we're going to work on improving the way that we communicate with you guys as far as compliance. So, there's a lot of tools that we're bringing out for you. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Nestfully. Nestfully is a company that we partnered up with other MLSs. This is a consumer portal that brings leads directly back to you. So if you go to our RE Center Hub, the dashboard, go through the carousel, look for Nestfully, and you'll be able to get a little bit more information. But we have tools like that. So another one that is coming soon. Here's another company that we're working with that is coming soon. It's called Welcome Mat. Welcome Mat is going to help us improve the way that you upload videos into your listings. So right now, the only way you can upload a video is if you have a URL and from whatever website you're hosting from. So Welcome Mat is not only going to help us improve the way that you upload pictures, just like you upload photos, but it's going to give you the ability to be able to see analytics on it. So again, we're working on improving. You guys have been asking for that. There's another company that's coming soon called StyleDot. StyleDot is a company, and if you guys want to write it down, and you guys can look them up. StyleDot, we're working on integrating it within our MLS system, and it's going to give you and your client the ability to visualize what a home, a furnished home would look like. Even if it's already furnished, they can easily, you can easily take a picture of the property, upload the photo, and there's an AI component to it where it automatically designs everything. So if you want to say, I think it's modern, modern style, or there's all kinds of stuff. I don't know about stuff, but there's all kinds of styles that you can choose from, and it automatically decors the home accordingly. Now, in the near future, they've talked about even giving you the ability to say, well, you and your client to be able to say, I want to buy that couch. You click on the couch, it tells you where it came from. So you can actually purchase it, right?
How do you spell that? It's STYDOD.
That's correct. STYLDOD. And I think they have a free trial for you guys. Last one, guys. Local Logic. Local Logic is a company that's going to help us integrate more and make our listings a lot more data rich, richer with data, with information. I know that a lot right now, you guys probably go to 3 or 4 different websites to get the information that you would love to see in one single page, right? So for example, like demographics, right? You can go to other sites and see the demographics, but wouldn't it be better if they're simply in your listings, right? Along with all sorts of information. I mean, we're looking at, not only, location scores, neighborhood profiles, points of interest, school data. I've heard that they may even give you guys the ability to be able to see, city information like permits on a particular property, whether there is or whether there's not, right? So again, we're looking to make our data much richer for you guys. Look, we are changing the way that we do business. One of the ways that we do business is, we want to make sure that we're staying, in the know as far as what your MLS experience is. And I want to make sure that I gather this feedback and make sure that we scream loud and clear as far as what your needs are. Now I'm proposing, coming back here and maybe scheduling, Caesar, if you guys are up for it, doing a roundtable. Let's discuss the different areas of MLS system. Let's talk about what your experience is. Let me collect that information so that we can let everyone. I can let the people that need to know how we need to make certain changes within our MLS system. So, I'll coordinate something with you. Would you guys be interested? Would anybody be interested in speaking up? And I'll bring 5 different topics and we'll discuss it. We'll go one by one and we'll have a time to have a dialogue conversation as far as the areas of MLS that you would like to see improvements. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you guys so much for having me. And I'll see you guys later.
Good information, right? All right, well, I know we're getting it close, so let's go and continue. We're gonna skip stats today, so just a couple announcements. On that, if we can go to the next slide, please. You might be on the phone. Natalie? There. Just a quick reminder, we have Stephen Thomas, October 25th. It's going to be here live in person at the South Bay office talking about the 2024 housing forecast mastermind. So please make sure that you register because this is being announced not just to this office, but all 4 offices as well. So we may have people from the coastal office, the San Pedro office, and the Palos Verdes office, the PG office as well. Seating is very limited, so please make sure if you're interested to hear from Stephen Thomas on his forecast for 2024, register today. Okay, next slide. And a quick reminder, our Halloween party is Thursday, October 26th, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. We also have our Halloween office door contest. So if you have an office and you want to decorate it, please do so by October 24th. I decorated mine. So I don't know if you guys passed by my office. I got a big spider web.
We got caught with.
Yeah. So I want to win. So the winner will be announced at the Halloween party and must be obviously present to win. Okay, next slide. Quick reminder, Financial Network Breakfast hosted by David Ashar, one of our commercial agents out in the Beverly Hills. That'll be from 9 a.m. to 11, November 2nd, and it'll be at the Porsche, Beverly Hills Porsche on Santa Monica Boulevard in the city of Los Angeles. If you're interested, please make sure to register for it as well. Save the dates. Next slide. Thanksgiving potluck, Wednesday, 11:15. 11 from 1 p.m. It'll be here in the training room. Okay. Also, next slide. And then a quick reminder, we have our South County Classic Golf Tournament. All proceeds will go to KW Cares. If you're interested, you can do individual or you can do a group. It'll be out in the Rancho Santa Margarita area. Okay, next slide. Oh, before that, I think we have a slide with Chris. Chris, do you have any updates for us? Awesome. Let's give Chris a round of applause.
There's my slide. Yeah, that's the last, right? That's what they say. I was gonna steal your line, Fred. I couldn't. I was right at you, looking at you. I couldn't do it. So. All right. So a few announcements. Miguel was right on interest rates. They are stubbornly high, hovering. It depends on what loan program. You can be anywhere from the low 7s all the way to 8. I put it out when 8.25 because the guy had a 635 FICO score. Low FICO score is going to predicate a higher interest rate. But with that said, exactly what Miguel said, we're still getting multiple offers on properties. People are kind of bypassing the rate. And I think agents that are doing a good job in showing the buyers why they should buy, they're buying, even with the higher rates. Remember the whole phrase we came out with about 5, 6, 7 months ago? Marry the property, date the rate. That's something that's got to stick in your head. Marry the property, date the rate. Because if they fall in love with the property, that's theirs for life, right? That's their home. The rate's something they're going to refinance down the road. I, in fact, did 2 pre-quals just yesterday. Showed the borrower what the rate is at 7.5, what that payment is. And then I went to 5.5 and showed them what that payment is. So I'm already planning to see that even if you take this higher rate, something short term, you're going to refi into that 5.5,
12, 18 months out there, let's look at what that looks like, because that's gonna be your payment going forward. Their payment was reduced by $1,000 a month. So it's just about planting the seeds, and I don't know who said earlier about salt. I think it was Brandon, right? That's the salt, right? It's gonna make them get thirsty. So that's just my tidbit on what he was saying. I think the market is still on fire. Once rates come down, to be back what he said, when rates come back down, we're gonna see values continue to escalate. It's just what happens, because buying power becomes greater, so the demand will become greater, and the limited supply we have will put pressure on values to go higher. So those are the things you need to start telling your buyers. That kind of leads into what we're gonna be doing Saturday. I'm trying to still push this. The first-time home buyers are a segment that's growing in our industry. I mean, they're making up almost a third of all transactions right now. You guys need to get on board with this. Sellers that aren't getting a lot of offers are going to entertain your clients that have limited down payments, right? Because, well, they're not getting a lot of offers, and if they're not, these are the borrowers they're going to be looking at. So Saturday, bring your buyers here. Let's get them educated of what the programs are out there for them. Get them wrapped up so that you guys got legitimate buyers so you can close the year strong and have a good fourth quarter. So bring all of your buyers on Saturday. If you've got anyone, just hit me up, RSVP to me, just so I can get a head count. There will be a continental breakfast forum. It starts at 10:30. The last few events have been really good, just in the terms of size. So hopefully we can keep that momentum on Saturday. If you've never been to one, the agents, you guys are more than welcome to come as well, just so you can see what it looks like, experience, just add to the numbers, that would be great. So if you're not doing anything Saturday, you're welcome to come as well. All right, so last thing, I just wanted to give a shout out to last week's pick'em for the football bowl, and the winner is Chris Baker.
Wait a minute.
Hey, he picked Chicago. On Thursday.
And the Raiders.
And the, well, that was a shoe. All right, and then I've got the week 6, so after the meeting, hit me up and I'll give you the next one. So, any questions, guys? All right, let's see you on Saturday.
All right, well, that concludes our meeting. Thank you very much. Appreciate you all. Now let's go make some money, guys. Yes.